Moments ago, I spoke with Netanel Crispe. He's the student who started the petition to remove that Yale professor. He says speech that promotes terrorism should never be tolerated. Netanel, you called for Zareen Grewal to be immediately terminated for her post supporting Hamas. What, if anything, have you heard from Yale?
Yeah, great question. First off, I'd just like to begin by thanking both you and the channel and all the supporters for providing me with this platform. So I've reached out to Yale personally, both through email as well as trying to speak with the president in person, and unfortunately have yet to hear any response.
She was tweeting out her posts, even as pictures and videos of the massacre were circulating online. And yet she was tweeting, Palestinians have every right to resist through armed struggle. Got to ask you, what did you think when you read that?
You know, I'm not sure I can really put it into words. I, like so many of my peers here at Yale, have continuously felt the pressure and kind of the what really I would put in this terms as hatred from certain individuals within our campus. Many have come in support and many have been phenomenal, but it's so disheartening to have to face this kind of rhetoric, this vile rhetoric from a member of Yale's faculty, which basically is endorsing the murder of all of our families, our friends, and everyone that we hold dear.
Yeah, we should point out it's not just the murder of Israelis that she seemed to be celebrating in some sense. Fellow Americans were killed, as were citizens of several other countries, and we're talking about babies in many cases.
Absolutely. I keep trying to reiterate this purpose and this point both to the larger community across the world as well as to the Yale administration, that this is not a political issue. This is not an Israeli issue. This is not a Jewish issue. This was an atrocity committed against the human race. There's no moral justification, no reason or rationale or room for ever trying to justify, or God forbid in this case, even promote or celebrate the brutal rape, beheading, abduction and murder of babies, of elderly, of children, of women and of men. And that, unfortunately, is occurring even at a place like Yale, and something that has to be universally and unequivocally condemned.
Yale has issued a statement to the student newspaper there saying that her opinions are her personal opinions. They're not the school's opinions. You clearly think that's not enough, right?
Absolutely. As I've called for very actively in this petition, which I'll just point out, less than 3 days in, has over 42,000 signatures, has been seen by hundreds of thousands of people around the world, and has signatures from members of over 60 different countries. I feel that I'm advocating in this petition for her immediate removal from the Yale faculty, and I think that's entirely justified. I think the question has to be very plainly and simply, does the promotion and celebration of the murder of innocent civilians on such a horrific scale represent and reflect the values of Yale as an institution? And if no, then Yale has to act.
Yeah, if a professor said it was okay to murder blacks or to murder Palestinians for that matter, do you think the school would allow that professor to continue to teach?
You know, I would like to hope not. I can't speak for the actions of the school. I can only reflect on past precedent. There has definitely been a harsher response in other cases. But I only hope that Yale will, take a stance right now, be an example, be a role model to the world at large, that we will not tolerate this kind of vehement hate against our students, against any nationality or group. And there's no room to ever celebrate or promote murder against any individual or any group.
Yeah, it's worth noting, you can, want a better life for Palestinians and a two-state solution for Palestinians and relief for Palestinians, and still condemn the murder of civilian Israelis. Keep us posted on the petition. I'll be curious to see what Yale does. They seem to be standing on this as a free speech issue, but you got to wonder what kind of message they're sending to have a faculty member exercising speech like that. Netanel Crispe, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Have a good rest of your day.
All right, good luck. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.